You want to try to take 9 of our property? We will take 20 fin of yours. We'd lived in our house for 8 years, out in a rural patch of Arizona where the lots run 5 acres and nobody bothers fencing the whole line. Just scrub brush, dirt roads, and an understanding that you mind your own dirt. That understanding died the day Wade bought the empty lot next to us. He came from California, drove a lifted white truck that never once had dust on it, and introduced himself by knocking on our door at 7 in the morning holding his phone up like a badge. He'd walked the property line with some measuring app and decided our fence pole was the problem. Years back, we'd stuck a single metal pole in the ground, roughly where we figured the line was, just so we'd remember where not to park. It was never supposed to be official. It just became permanent because nobody cared. Wade cared. He said the pole, and our truck parked near it, was 9 inches onto his side. 9 inches. He said it slow, like we were stupid, like he'd caught us stealing a car stereo. I told him we'd never had a real survey done, that the pole was just a guess, and we'd be happy to sort it out properly. He didn't want sorted out. He wanted a win. Over the next 2 weeks, he left a laminated printout of his app measurements taped to our gate. He called the county twice asking about easement violations. Then, on a Saturday, he told my husband if that truck touched his line one more time, he'd have it towed at our expense. And he already had the number for a company in Kingman saved in his phone. The tip of our bumper was maybe 2 inches over that pole. That was the whole crime. We could have screamed at him. We could have moved the truck 6 feet and called it done, which is honestly what most people would have done just to make him go away. Instead, we called a licensed surveyor, the same outfit that had platted half the ranches out our way, and paid the $650 for an actual boundary survey, stakes and all. It took 2.5 weeks. The surveyor, a quiet guy named Holt who smelled like sunscreen and drove a dented Tacoma full of tripods, walked the whole property with a GPS unit and pin flags. When he finished, he stood by our gate holding his clipboard and said, "You want the good news or the good news? Our real property line wasn't where the pole was. It wasn't even close. It ran a full 20 feet into Wade's lot. Every bit of dirt Wade had been screaming about for a month, our truck, our pole, all of it, sat comfortably on our side, nowhere near his boundary. Meanwhile, his brand new steel storage shed, the gravel pad he'd poured for it, his propane tank, and the flat turnaround spot where he backed his boat trailer, all of it sat on land that was legally ours. We didn't gloat. We didn't even call him first. We had Holt's report recorded with the county assessor, official and dated, then had our attorney send Wade a certified letter, the kind that needs a signature, laying out the surveyed boundary and giving him 30 days to remove anything of his sitting on our 20 feet. He showed up at our door with the letter still folded in his fist, face red under his California tan, asking if this was some kind of joke. I just handed him a copy of Holt's stamped survey and told him he was the one who wanted an official measurement. We simply got one. He tried to argue adverse possession, said he'd been using that land since he moved in. His realtor had told him the same thing about a year of use meaning nothing, which was true, because Arizona requires 10 years, not 10 months. He tried offering to just buy the strip off us. We said no. He offered again, higher. We still said no, because the whole point had stopped being about money the moment he threatened to tow our truck over 2 inches. 30 days came and went. His shed stayed put, so the county building department, alerted by our attorney as part of the encroachment claim, sent him a notice that an unpermitted structure was sitting on someone else's recorded land. He had to hire his own crew to jack up a shed he'd just paid $4,000 to have poured, and dragged it back onto his actual property, the part that turned out to be mostly wash and slope, nothing flat enough for a new pad without regrading. The propane company couldn't get their truck to his tank anymore, not once we put a real survey-grade fence along the new line with a locked gate on our side. He had to pay to relocate the tank too, and that easy boat trailer turnaround he loved bragging about at the gas station in town, gone. Now he backs a 32-foot trailer down a quarter mile of loose gravel every single time, because the flat ground he used to swing wide on belongs to us. Last I heard, he was telling people in town that his neighbors were vindictive. Funny thing is, we never touched a single inch of his land. We just measured it, exactly the way he asked us to.